Hey guys, greetings red and black fans. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. Good morning. If you're new, please follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below, turn on notifications and click the bell and leave that awesome like on the video. Man, we come here with a lot of information about Mango for you. Man, let me tell you, it's a beautiful thing, right? This one here already set up that my friend put together. Man, it's really cool, right? Yeah, it's one of those. I want one like that. Spectacular. Yeah, and God willing, we'll get the 6th title. We're here, man, and I'm going to talk about a few important things, right? A lot of people are talking about Neymar, about the fact that we're going to have Endrick and Neymar playing together. That there's a strategy from Carlo Ancelotti, a strategy from the national team, in this case for the World Cup, right? For the knockout rounds, exactly, for the playoff phase, right? That starts at the round of 32. So we're bringing you this situation that's going viral on social media. A lot of people are saying that Neymar is being prepared specifically for the playoffs. That Neymar is being uh, he is one of them. Ancelotti's main strategy is to prepare Neymar specifically for these more important games, and also Endrick. So this is being talked about a lot on social media. We've seen people talking about this, and I think it makes a lot of sense, right? Ancelotti's surprise strategy, which is going to scare a lot of people, is to have Neymar fit enough to play almost full matches at a high level. He's the top Brazilian scorer, the guy who's really decisive and what's missing. That's all that's missing, right? That's all Neymar is missing, right? It was what Messi was missing, and now it's what Neymar is missing. But yesterday we had Mbappe scoring 2 goals, France winning 3-0. It's scary. Messi scored the 5th. That's the 5th goal, right? 5 goals in 2 games. It's scary. Yeah, today we have Cristiano Ronaldo. We don't know if he's going to break his scoring drought or not. Yeah, but that's the point. We can imagine, right, that it could also be a strategy. Yeah, this thing about bringing Neymar, having the patience to help Neymar recover, having this patience with Endrick. Maybe Ancelotti is saving both Neymar and Endrick so they can play together later. Who knows, right? In the playoffs, in decisive moments, yeah, Ancelotti's secret weapon is on the way. And do you think this could happen? Do you think Brazil can pull it off? Its opponents and win the much desired title, which hasn't happened for 24 years, the same 24 years that Brazil took to conquer. And in 94 in the United States, it's worth remembering, it was also in 1994 in the United States, right? Yeah, yesterday we also had Haaland, right, shining, right, man? There are some players out there, the famous international players are shining. Yeah, and it's important for us to realize that this is a World Cup of the big stars. So if it's the World Cup of stars, there's still one star that hasn't shined yet. 2, right? Cristiano Ronaldo, who didn't do well in the first game, and the kid Neymar, who agrees with me? Well, let's go. We have something here to show you. Let me show you here. We had an unlikely encounter, right? The return of Marcos Braz to the restaurant he always used to go to, right? Braz had a meeting with Leonardo Jardim, the coach he tried to hire. I don't know if you guys remember, right? Yeah, Flamengo tried to hire Leonardo Jardim when Braz was still on the board in the previous administration. And we had a meeting between Marcos Braz and Leonardo Jardim. Take a look. The two of them at that famous restaurant in Barra, right? The one Braz always went to and Jorge Jesus always went to as well, right? The main players, coaches, football personalities, right? They all go to this restaurant in Barra da Tijuca, right? Fratelli. And we had Marcos Braz having a very friendly meeting with Leonardo Jardim. It's important for us to talk about this. Right, Braz, who was extremely successful at Flamengo, meeting with Leonardo Jardim. And Braz posted the following: the passion for Flamengo always leads to good meetings. Tonight in Barra, I had a chat with Leo Jardim. Respect, cordiality, and a lot of love for soccer. Yes, so here we have people commenting, right? Bruno Castagna is clapping. Ralph Flamelo, really awesome. Yeah, Leo Flanatico, now it's going to happen. Leo Jardim has Braz's blessing now, right? Another great champion. Yeah, Flam Alvadão asked for him to come back to Mengão. No, he already made it clear that he doesn't want to come back to Flamengo right now, okay? Yeah, Márcio Manguaça, people are clapping there. Flá Guerreiro Oficial, right? Yeah, saying that he's going to come back to Flamengo as VP of football in the future. Man, and he already made it clear that he won't. Okay, guys, he made it clear that he won't. Yeah, but it's a situation where we know it's an interesting meeting, right? It's an interesting meeting there, right? Seeing Leonardo Jardim meeting with him at the restaurant in Barra. At that moment, you have both of them meeting again after he almost got hired by Flamengo. Braz even traveled, but it ended up not happening at that time. And now, with BAP as president and Jose Boto as football director, Leonardo Jardim ended up coming to Flamengo. So, are you confident Mengo can win titles this season? Flamengo will need to sign some players, right? Flamengo will have to keep their cool when signing players because they don't have all the money to pay up front, but they'll have to work something out and sign a lot to strengthen the team. We know Flamengo needs to strengthen their attack, right? They need an option for Pedro. They also need to sign an attacking midfielder. We're seeing how busy the market is, how there are players being sought after by clubs in Europe and Saudi Arabia. The prices are high. Flamengo will have to work hard. They'll have to find a way. Boto will have to find a way to make signings. Sign players in installments because they won't have that kind of money up front. It's too much for Flamengo to pay at once, but market opportunities will come up. Honestly, I think Flamengo will make the signings: left back, a defensive midfielder, even though they say it's not a priority, but I'm sure Flamengo will sign someone. Flamengo should also sign a center back. All of this is planned until the end of the year, okay? And of course, an attacking midfielder and a forward too. I still think Flamengo will sign a player who will have the airport packed. I still think there will be that signing with that explosive arrival. I still believe in a huge signing by Flamengo, okay? I think it's unlikely that Danilo will be signed since he prefers English football or even Palmeiras, but I think he's much more likely to go to English football than to Palmeiras. And Flamengo has this issue with Botafogo, their rival. Honestly, I think it's very difficult, and we've already reported this. Flamengo hasn't made a new offer. Despite what came out in the media, Flamengo hasn't made a new offer. The other situation is about Luis Enrique, which we already told you about 2 days ago. That Flamengo already understood it was very difficult. It was practically unfeasible to sign Luis Enrique, especially because the amounts that Zenit is asking for are very high. BAP believes it's possible, but Flamengo would be right at the limit of what they can spend. And there's the issue of having to pay in installments and everything else. It's very difficult. And Zenit obviously is already thinking about negotiating the player for a higher price after the World Cup. So if it's already high now, imagine later. So there's the situation with Luis Enrique. Then there's the situation with the striker that Flamengo is scouting. And there's the situation with the playmaker spot with fans wanting Almada. But the prices are also high and he doesn't want to return to South America at the moment. His preference is Europe and he's waiting for an offer from there after the Cup. Or he might end up going to Arabia. So there are countless possibilities and I feel like Flamengo is the last option, okay? So Flamengo is the last option for these players. And we know that their preference for Europe matters a lot, right? It really matters. This preference ends up being even more important right after the World Cup since we'll have the European clubs, right? It's this transfer window where European clubs invest more, right? Because it's their window between seasons. They invest a lot at this time. Yeah, my friends, now it's crazy, right? It's absurd. It's shameful. This is absurd. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that Lugano is saying this, right? about this guy here, Jorge Juan Andre Arrascaeta. We know how important he is, that he's important. He's extremely important both for Flamengo and for Uruguay, but Lugano is crazy. He's irritating Flamengo's fans, right? Yeah, it's not possible, man. He just wants to irritate Flamengo's management and cause trouble. It's not possible. We understand that he wants the player to have the chance to play in the competition. And we know that the cup could end at any moment. For Uruguay's game against Spain, they need at least a draw to try to qualify in third place. But it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable for the guy to say that you have to take risks. That you have to take risks.
Que tem que arriscar.
Let's watch the video from Raisa Simplicio here, but it's unbelievable, guys. It's unbelievable. Just look. And what's the harm?
What's wrong? Coming up on Friday, the last game, and it's time to go for it. There's nothing left to lose. I don't think it was surprising. What was surprising was Uruguay, which played below what it could have. I think it's possible to win, yes, but it's very difficult. But with a draw, we could still end up as the worst third place in the World Cup, and then it starts to narrow down.
Then it starts again. But man, yeah, there might not be another game after that, so you have to take risks. But are you worried about the player's physical condition, or are you worried about Uruguay qualifying? And Arrascaeta, even if he's in better shape, trying to help and then being out for the whole season? You aren't concerned about the player's fitness, right, Lugano? You can't be serious, man. It's Flamengo fans here. Lugano, who should play? It's your mom. I said it. Oliveira, Francis Alves. Yeah, Gigi 021. I hope Yamal scores a hat-trick in the first half so there's no chance of Arrasca coming in injured. Yeah, then Raisa Simplicio replied, come on, guys. Man, it's just that Flamengo fans get desperate thinking they might risk Arrascaeta's well-being. Everyone wants to see Arrascaeta play. I'm dying to see him play. I want Arrascaeta to be fine, but I don't want to force our star to play. If he's not okay, right, and even Bielsa himself already said he wouldn't play, then why force it? That's crazy, man. And people are saying, who cares about Flamengo? Here, Silva Rodinelli Sousa. And who cares about Flamengo, right? I want to see if it was a player from their own team. He shouldn't play at all. He should only play when he's okay. That's exactly it, right? Janilda Borges. Yeah, Arrascaeta should have some backbone and clearly say that he's not fit to play, right? But it's not Arrascaeta's fault. He's just doing his part. It's not his fault, you know? The blame is on those who are trying to force him, and it doesn't even seem to be the Uruguayan staff, right? That's Lugano talking, right?
É,
Gustavo and BJJ. This Lugano guy seems to be more of an anti-Flamengo type. You see, he's actually just thinking about himself, thinking about Uruguay. He's not thinking about the players' well-being, okay? Yeah, Scorpion Black. Arrascaeta needs to get ready. He's already been a champion in the past. He needs to get ready for the Libertadores, which has title potential, and forget about this competition for now. Yeah, there's that too, okay? Antonio Nova Era sent this. Who's going to clear Arrascaeta to play? It's the medical department, period. Andre Militão. If Arrascaeta risks playing and gets even more injured, he deserves a big one. But it's not his fault, my friends. The blame is on those who are crazy enough to consider this. The player isn't well. Come on, we're looking out for our star. We want to see him doing well. Obviously, if he's well enough to play in the next stage, that's fine. But forcing it, that's just crazy talk, right, man? Right? Yeah, Romulo Cesar. The national team is Flamengo. Damn, they're already eliminated. No, they're not. But I think he should only play if he's fit, okay? If the medical department thinks he's fit, look at that. Amancio 77. BRP listening to this atrocity, okay? Gustavo R. Henry 77. Go along with them. Arrasca, the only one who loses is you. Yeah. And Raiza replying, wow, but that's right, Raiza. He's the only one who loses if he goes along with this crowd. He has to play when he's well, otherwise his situation will get worse for the whole season. It's no use. Uruguay will be eliminated and he'll be out of all competitions, okay? So, people are really upset. No taking risks. Everyone is saying they love Arrascaeta, but that he shouldn't agree to play while forcing himself. He won't accept that. He won't do it. He'll get himself ready to be fully fit. And God willing, Uruguay will advance. And in the next round, he might be recovered enough to play. If he's able to, if not, he won't play, right? If not, he won't play. Okay? That's it. Yeah, I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below, turn on notifications and the bell, leave that awesome like on the video. Thank you so much for your company. Greetings, Flamengo fans. This is Flamengo. Thanks.